What are the characteristics of a cult? Here's my outline. Definition. What is a cult? This definition is according to R. M. Kulik from the Encyclopedia Britannica. Cult, usually small group devoted to a person, idea, or philosophy. The term cult is often applied to a religious movement that exists in some degree of tension with the dominant religious or cultural inclination of a society. In recent years, the word cult has been commonly used as a negative term for a religious group that falls outside the mainstream and, by association, engages in questionable activities. This is according to R. M. Kulik, the Encyclopedia Britannica. What are the characteristics of a cult? A charismatic leader such as David Koresh, Charles Manson, Jim Jones, and Marshall Applewhite controlled the hearts and minds of their followers, resulting in death and murder. What are some of the implications and effects of a cult? The members sold property and gave to the cult, losing their own critical thinking processes, and followed orders to commit suicide, as in Jones, Koresh, and Applewhite, or murder under Charles Manson. Many who refused suicide in Jim Jones' cult were murdered. The control was absolute. The warning signs are overprotection and control of members, overlooking sins of the leaders, isolation, and leaving the group means leaving God. The cult leader states they have a special connection with God. Prevention strategies are: be close to God to begin with and let the Holy Spirit lead you. Pay attention to the warning signs. If you witness one, do not engage. E. Mason, 2023, writes about some currently challenging cults that he's noticed. It's the critical race theory, or CRT. He says, if society justifies bad behavior, independent people will adopt it, such as what happened in Nazi Germany. Critical thinking urges people to evaluate what society embraces. There's also the prosperity gospel, also known as the name it and claim it theology, built upon several assumptions that misrepresent the gospel. And here's another he mentioned. The white Christian nationalism is a powerful movement in American politics and has been for decades, and dictates attitudes and behaviors. Mason calls it an aberration and distortion of biblical Christianity. Lastly, Sarah Evans's story of how she was indoctrinated into a cult and how she got out of it. It's too lengthy to give here, but she gives insight on how easy it was for her to become a cult member, and perhaps us too. There's a link to TED Talks and her video in the box in red, or on the last page with my references. Here's the work cited, my reference page. Thank you for watching my video. If you have a comment, please leave one, and I appreciate your input. Thank you.